Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about the properties of whole numbers. So properties of whole numbers. We have already learnt about four fundamental operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on number. Now let us study the properties of these operations on whole number. So today we are going to study about the properties of addition and subtraction. So first we will see properties of addition. First property, the closure property of addition. It means the sum of two whole number is a whole number. That is, the whole numbers are closed with respect to addition. The sum of two whole number is a whole number means when we add any two whole number, the answer is also an whole number. Let us understand by some examples. So let us now add 3 and 5, 5 and 11, 0 and 19 and 0 and 0. You can see that all the numbers are whole number. So 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. And we know that here 8 is also an whole number. So yes, whole number. 5 plus 11, 16. It's also an whole number. So we can say that if we add any two whole number, the answer is also an whole number. So this property is known as closure property of addition with respect to addition because we have used here plus sign. So in each of the above sums, the number to be added are whole numbers and their sums, that is 8, 16, 19 and 2, they are also whole number. Or generally we can say that this closure property, if A and B are any two whole number, then A plus B also an whole number. This one is the general form of our closure law. Or we can say that whole number plus whole number is equal to whole number. Then next property, the commutative property of addition. The sum of two whole numbers is the same irrespective of the order in which they are added. Here we are taking any two whole numbers, but we see that if we change the order of the numbers, the sum will not get changed. Let us see by one example, 14 and 82 or 17 and 0. First we will add 14 plus 82. If we add, we will get 96. Now we will reverse the order of the whole number. It means first we will write 82, then second we will write 14. So 82 plus 14 is equal to 96. So you can see that 14 plus 82 is equal to 96, and if we add 82 plus 14, then also 96. So the sum of two whole number is the same irrespective of the order in which they are added. There is no any effect of the whole numbers places if we change their respective orders. So in general form we can say that if A and B are any two whole numbers, then A plus B is equal to B plus A, where A and B are any two whole number. It can be any whole number, for example 2, 0, 5, 3, any number. So this property is known as commutative property of addition. So if A plus B and is equal to B plus A. Then third property, associative property of addition. The sum of any three whole numbers remains the same irrespective of the order in which they are grouped. Here we have to take any three whole numbers. So let us take 3, 4 and 5. We will add in two different ways. 3 plus 4 plus 5. Here bracket means first we will add 3 and 4, then after that we will add by 5. So 3 plus 4 plus 5. So 7 plus 5 is equal to 12. Here first we add 3 and 4, then 5. Now 3 plus 4 plus 5. Now we will change the places of the bracket. First we will add 4 and 5. So 3 as it is, 4 plus 5, 9. So here we add 4 and 5, then 3. So you can see that if we add 3, 4 and 5 in any order, the answer is same only. So the sum of any three whole numbers remains same irrespective of the order in which they are grouped. So in general we can say that if A, B and C are any three whole numbers, then bracket A plus B plus C is equal to A plus bracket B plus C. This one is the main associative property of addition. Or we can say that Here these are the examples by which we can see that after if we group the numbers in any order, the answer will be equal only. This property helps in deciding which of the two numbers should be added first so that calculation becomes easier. You can see in this example 837 plus 208 plus 363. First we will add 837 plus 363, then to 2208 because we want to calculate it faster and easier. So you can see that here we have taken 837 plus 363 because if we add these two numbers, we will get 0 in the last. So 1200 plus 208, which is equal to 1408, 1408. Here you can see that we got 0 in the last, so it becomes easy to calculate it fastly. So we have to arrange in a suitable group so that we should get 0 in last by adding any two numbers. Now last property, the addition property of 0. The sum of any two whole numbers and 0 is equal to the given whole number. If we add 0 to any whole number, the answer will be a whole number only. For example, 0 plus 3. If we add 0 plus 3, which is equal to 3, or 3 plus 0, or 8 plus 0 is equal to 8, or 0 plus 8. It means if we add 0 to any whole number, the answer is a whole number or the sum is a whole number itself. Or in general way, we can say that if a is any whole number, then a plus 0, which is equal to a, or 0 plus a. Here you can see that a, b, c, these are all are whole numbers only. So 0 is the only number having this property. So 0 is the only number which have the property of addition property of 0, because 0 is the only whole number to which we have any if any whole number, the sum will be the whole number itself. So we can say that this property is called addition property of 0, and 0 is called the identity element for addition of additive identity. Or you can see that 4 grapes plus 0 grape, which is equal to 4 oranges plus 0 oranges, which is equal to 4 oranges. Or you add 0 orange to 4 orange, then also the answer is 4 orange only. So 4 plus 0 is equal to 0 plus 4, which is again equal to 4. So this property is known as addition property of 0, where 0 is additive element, identity element. Now we'll see properties of subtraction. So the operation of subtraction is an inverse process of addition. You can see that addition and subtraction both are inverse of each other. Now we'll see if we subtract any equal whole number. First we see that subtracting 10 from 13 is the same as finding a number which when added to 10 give us 13. You can see here 13 minus 10, 13 minus 3 is 10, which is same as if we add 10 with 3, then also we'll get 13. So 19 minus 11 is equal to 8, or we can say that if 8 is added to 11, we'll get the answer 19. So there is no any whole number which can make 19 make it 11. So we cannot subtract a larger number from a smaller number. Only smaller number can be subtracted from the larger one. So we'll see that which are the properties followed by subtraction. So property 1. If a and b are two whole numbers such that a is greater than b, it means the value of a should be greater than b, or a can be equal to b, then a minus b is a whole number, otherwise subtraction is not possible. For example, a is equal to 25, b is equal to 13. Here we have to find a minus b. So 25 minus 13, which is equal to 12, and its 12 is a whole number. Second example, a is equal to 13, b is equal to 13. Here you can see that a value should be greater than b. So a is 25, b is 13. It means 25 is greater than 13. Or a can also be equal to b. So here a is 13, b is 13. If we minus 13 minus 13, which is equal to 0. So 0 is also a whole number. It means this property is satisfied. But if we take a is equal to 13, b is equal to 25. Here you can see that a is less than b. If we minus a minus b, 13 minus 25, which is equal to minus 12. So minus 12, we know that it is an integer, but minus numbers are not whole number. So we can say that 13 minus 25 is not possible. So we conclude that subtraction of whole number is not necessarily a whole number. If a and b, so what we have seen here, that if we subtract any two whole number, the answer, it's not necessary that it is always a whole number. Sometime it may whole number, sometime it is not possible. It means the closure property for subtraction is not satisfied. Second one, if a and b are two whole numbers such that a is not equal to b. Here we have to take value of a and b should not be equal. Then a minus b is not equal to b minus a. As we have seen, this a plus b is equal to b plus a, commutative property for addition. Now here we will see for subtraction whether it is possible or not. So we can see that here in subtraction, a minus b is not equal to b minus a. For example, you can take a is equal to 4, b is 2. Now first we'll find a minus b. 4 minus 2, which is equal to 2. Now I'll see b minus a. b minus a. b minus a means b value we have taken 2. So 2 minus 4. And you can see that we cannot subtract smaller number from here, it will come minus 2. But you can see that minus 2 is not equal to 2. Here minus 2 is an integer. We know that negative numbers are not whole number. So we can say that a minus b is not equal to b minus a, or commutative property does not follows by subtraction. Then property 3. If a is any whole number and a minus 0 is equal to a, but 0 minus a is not defined when a is not equal to 0. Let us see. A minus 0 means a can be any whole number. So we have taken a 5. So 5 minus 0 is 5. But 0 minus 5 is possible. Or say we can say that it is not defined. See, if we 0 subtracted from any whole number, the result is the number itself. You can see that here a whole number 0 is subtracted from 5. So you can see that we got the answer 5, the whole number itself. However, any whole number other than 0 subtracted from 0, the result is not the number itself. If you subtract 2 from 5, you will get the answer 3. So which is not equal to 5. But 0 is the only number. If we subtract 0 from any whole number, the answer is the whole number itself. Now property 4. As we have seen the property, associative property in addition, that bracket a plus b plus c is equal to a plus bracket b plus c. So we will see that whether it is followed in subtraction or not. So if a, b, c are three whole numbers, then in general a minus b minus c is not equal to a minus b bracket minus c. Let us see by one example. We have taken a, b, c as 9, 5 and 3. So first we'll put in here bracket a minus b minus c. So 9 minus 5 minus 3. Here bracket means first we have to solve this two numbers. So 9 minus 5, 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. Now we'll change the places of the bracket. Now we'll put the value of a, b, c in this one. 9 minus 5 minus 3. So 5 minus 3 is 2 and 9 minus 2 is equal to 7. So you can see that 1 is not equal to 7, or this proves that associative law does not hold good in case of subtraction of whole number. Only it is followed for addition. Then last property 5. If a, b and c are whole numbers, then such that a minus b is equal to c, then b plus c is equal to a. If you subtract b from a, we'll get the answer c, or if we add b and c together, then we'll get the answer as a. We know that 8 minus 5 is 3. Now if we add this 2, 5 and 3, we'll get the answer, this one, 8. So 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. Or in the same way, 19 minus 17 is equal to 2, or 17 plus 2 is equal to 19. So these are the properties of whole numbers for addition and subtraction of integer. Here I have written in short form the properties of addition of whole numbers, to which you have to write in your copies. Now I'll start exercise 2.2. Now I'll start exercise 2.2. Question number 1. Add the following numbers in the given order and also after changing the order. Check whether their sum is same. First we have to add the two numbers in the given order, and after that we have to reverse the order and we have to check whether their sum is same or not. So first we will add directly as in the given order. 435 plus 352. If we add, we'll get 787. And now we will change the order. Means first we will write 352, then second 435. If we add this, we'll get 787. So you can see that 435 plus 352 is equal to 352 plus 435. So their sum is same. If we change the order of the given number in addition, the answer is same only. This one you can see that A plus B is equal to B plus A. This is the property of commutative property of addition. Second one, 7024 plus 139 plus 98. Here first we will add in the given order. First we will add 7024 plus 139. So we will get as 7163. After this we will add 98. So 7261. Now we will change the order of the numbers. First we will write 98, then 139, then 7024. We will reverse the order. So first we can add in numbers. 98 plus 139, 237 plus 7024. If we add again, we will get 7261. So you can see that both time we get the answer 7261 whether we have added any number first. So their sum is same. Question number 3 is your homework. Now question 2. Arrange the following numbers in suitable groups and add. First we have to arrange this number in suitable groups so that our calculation or our sum, we can find the sum easily and fastly. So 133, 698 and 830, 67. We have to add this. It means we have to plus. So first we'll write 133 and 867. Why? Because if we add, you can see that 3 plus 7, 0. If we add 133 and 867, we will get 0 in the last. So 133 plus 867, this one you have to write in bracket. It means first we will add this 2. After that the third number 698. So 133 plus 867, 1000 plus 698, which is equal to 1698. You can add directly all the three numbers, but we have to arrange in suitable groups so that we will get 0 in the last, or we can add easily and fastly to this number. Same 1135, 599, 865. This one you have to solve as first question. It's your homework. Then third one, 1849, 608, 392, 2151. Here you can see 4 whole numbers are given, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So first we'll make the pairs of 2 number. Here you can see that 9 is given, and both which number should we add in 9 to get 0 in the last? We can see that there should be 1 in the last. So 2151. If we add with 1849, we'll get 0 in the last. Same, we can take the pair of 608 and 392. So 608 plus 392 plus bracket 1849 plus 2151. Here we have used bracket because first we have to add this 2 number and this 2. So 608 plus 392, which is equal to 1000, plus 1849 plus 2151, which is equal to 4000. Now if we add, we'll get the answer as 5000. You can see that within 1 minute we have found the answer of this number. Otherwise it will take time to directly add in serial. So these are the ways how to find the calculation easy. Same fourth one you have to solve as the question number 3. It's your homework. Now question number 3. Fill in the blanks with appropriate number so as to make the statement true. We have to fill in the blank. Here you can see that 376 plus 1085 is equal to blank plus 376. Here you can see that this is in the form of commutative property of addition, which is a plus b is equal to b plus a. Or you can see that 376 is given in left hand side and it is also given in right hand side. So which number is missing here? 1085. So here in place of blank, here it will come as 1085. Here equal is given, it means both the sum of both sides should be equal. So if we add 1085 plus 376, the answer should be equal to 376 plus 1085. So by seeing the question, you have to understand which property is given here. Second one, 14,718 plus 0. You can see that here 0 is added to the whole number. And which property is this? This is the addition property of 0. If we add 0 to any whole number, the answer will be a whole number itself. By using this property, we can write directly the answer as 14,718. Third one, 676 plus 73 plus 9,806 is equal to dash plus 73 plus 9,806. Here you can see that how many whole numbers are given? 1, 2 and 3. It means this is the associative property of addition, where a plus bracket b plus c is equal to bracket a plus b plus c. Here ABC value will come same, but only the place of bracket you have to change. So 676 plus 73 plus 9,806. Here you can see that this side b and c value is given. These are the b value of b and c, and which is the value of a? 676, and which is not given on right hand side. It means in the place of blank you have to write 676. Same as fourth one, you have to do by yourself. Then question number 4, find a so that the statement become true. Here also we have to find the value of the given a. 37 plus 59 is equal to 59 plus a. Here you can see that it is given in form of a plus b, and here b is written b plus a. So what will be the value of a? 37. So this is the form of commutative property of addition, where a plus b is equal to b plus a. So here 59 is given in both sides, only 37 is missing here. It means in place of a, here 37 will come. Here meaning of this equal sign means if we add 37 plus 59, here we will get as 96. So this side, right hand side, we should also get, the answer is also 96. So if we add 59 plus 37, then only we'll get the answer as 37 59. So here in place of a, here it will come 37. Then second one, 43 plus a is equal to 48 plus 43. This one you have to do by yourself as your homework, as question number 1 only. Third one, 43 plus a plus 77 is equal to 43 plus 95 plus 77. Here you can see 3 whole numbers are given. So directly we can say that this is the associative property of addition. So 43 plus a plus 77 plus 43 plus 95 plus 77. Here you can see that 43 and 77 is given in both sides. So which one number is missing here? 95. So here the value of a is 95. Then fourth one, same as question number 3. This one is also the property of associative property of addition, and solve it by yourself. Then last question, question number 5, which of the following statement are true and which are false? Here we have to find true and false. 1. 37 plus 68 is equal to 68 plus 37. Here you can see that a plus b is equal to b plus a. If we add these two numbers in any order, the answer will come equal only. So we can say it is true that 37 plus 68 is equal to 68 plus 37. Second one, 8 plus 52 plus 22 is equal to 8 plus 22 plus 52. Here you can see that all the three numbers are same in both sides. And if we add, according to the associative property of addition, the sum of three whole numbers will be same irrespective of their order of the whole number. So answer will be true. Third one, 48 plus 0 is equal to 48, which is again equal to 0 plus 48. If we add 48 plus 0, we'll get the answer 48 only. Or if we add 48 with 0, then also we'll get the answer 48. 8. So this property is, which property is this? 0 property of addition. If we add 0 to any whole number, the answer will be in whole number itself. So this one is also true by addition property of 0. The last one, 147 plus 351 is not a whole number. If we add 147 plus 351, what will be the answer? 498. And we know that 498 is a whole number, but here it is given that it is not a whole number. It means this statement is false. So 147 plus 351, if we add this, we'll get the answer as whole number only. So we will continue the next question, the further questions of this exercise in the next day of our